The big game is fast approaching, but wait, you still haven't got your tickets. You've spent hours searching, but you're still confused about ticket prices. Time to stop searching. Visit ticketcompare.com. We compare ticket prices for all the popular leagues and tournaments for you. We work only with the most trustworthy sites, so you can have peace of mind when buying your tickets. Compare prices, buy tickets, get to the game. Ticketcompare.com. Buying tickets made simple.
Good afternoon. Can we go?
Okay, we're all sorted. Well, Rafa, 6 games in 19 days. How crucial is the festive period for you?
It's always crucial, but will be crucial in January, will be crucial in April. So for us, every game is important. So if we have more games, it will be even more important. But we have to approach games in the same way. We have to go, try to get 3 points, and don't think about how many we have to play in one month. It's just the next one is the most important for us.
But it gives you so little time in between the games to recover and to work on other things. If you get off to a winning start tomorrow night, does that momentum carry you through the festive period, or conversely, if you lose, does that sort of make it difficult to get out of a rut?
No, hopefully we can win, and then it will be positive, and it will be easier for me to prepare the next games. But we are in a position that we have to just consider every single training session, every single game as the most important, and that's it. We don't need to think about if it's a run of games that we have to win or we have to draw or we have to lose or whatever. It's just concentrate on the next one and after see what happens after that.
This isn't something that perhaps has been spoken about at the start of the season when you had a good start, but obviously when you go into a tricky run, people start questioning this and that. Well, what do you say about the suggestion that there isn't enough experience, Premier League experience in your squad?
It's just you have to see the age of our squad. Some games we are the youngest team in the Premier League, so that is something very clear. But how can you get more experience? With time, playing games, and winning, losing or drawing, but still you get some experience, and then what we have to do is learn quickly. And what I said 100 times is this team is working really hard, these players are working very hard, and then the only thing that you can expect is that they will improve in little things that we have to improve, and they will be stronger. And maybe, as you say, we started well, we started really well, and people were thinking, oh, we can stay there at the top of the table. And it's a team without experience, it's a young team that has to learn, and when you make mistakes and you have a bad run, then you have to quickly change something and you have to think about how to do it.
You can of course buy in or bring experience in on loan. So in January, how much preparation have you been able to make to bring players in, given the uncertainty about what the future ownership is looking like? Still,
we are working on that. We are monitoring players, we are talking with people, but at the moment we don't know how much money is available. So what we have to do is to concentrate on football and on the games, and that's it.
Are you thinking you might have to focus more on loans rather than buying players?
I don't know, because I don't know which is the budget, and we have to concentrate on just prepare the games properly. And if we win games, it will be easier for everyone to see, oh, we are missing this position or the other one. But we know what we need, but can we get that? I don't know. Then I have to concentrate on Everton.
Do you sense that the uncertainty is affecting the performances on the pitch?
I don't think so. I said before that we don't talk too much about that. The reality is that we are not winning, but I don't think that will be because that. So hopefully tomorrow we will change everything, and if we win, everybody will say it was not affecting.
I mean, Alan Shearer has obviously posted something at the weekend saying that you need to bring in 4 or 5 players now to get some experience in. Does it help when you have pundits out there making those kind of observations?
I think that we know our job, and you know your job, and pundits and journalists. So transfer windows always is a time that everybody's talking, and everybody has an opinion. So then the main thing for me is with our staff, with our professionals, and it's not rocket science. No, you say it's easy to see that we need in some positions, and then we were trying to do that in August, and we will try to do that now. But if we can't find, if not, the only thing that we can do is keep working harder and better.
Everton put the bus in front at Anfield. Are you expecting them to do something similar here, or would you expect them to have a different approach?
I think it will be different. I think that they know that they are a good team, that they have some good players, and and they have to start winning games away. So I think that they have enough quality to go and approach a game with the confidence they can win, and they don't need to be very, very defensive. So I think they can attack, and hopefully they will do it, and we will see.
And that will give you more opportunity, of course.
You never know. Maybe if they are deep, you have the control of the game, and it's a question of time. Maybe you can make a mistake and they play counter-attack, but maybe they are more open if they are higher, and you have more space. You never know. So football is unpredictable, and then we have to be sure that we can control things that are in our hands.
And if you win, how would you expect the players to celebrate?
Our players, they are quite normal. I think that they will be really pleased, really happy, but I don't expect anything special, because when we were winning, they were really happy, like the fans, but that's it. So I don't see anything special from them, coming from them.
And you keep the celebrations in the dressing room, would you?
Yeah, normally we do that.
Rafa, obviously the manner of the defeat against Leicester was so frustrating. How well do you feel that the players have recovered from that disappointment heading into this game?
The way that you lose always can be or can affect players, obviously, but the main thing is that we lost. So I think that after, like in the last games, a very good start. So the team was brilliant and pushing and sharp and a lot of things. And we start making some mistakes, and then we pay for that. And we were talking about lack of experience sometimes, but it's something that we have to learn quickly, improve, and then if everything is fine, we can keep this form, we can keep this intensity, and hopefully we can create more chances and score more goals, and don't complain about we concede a late goal, it was an own goal, or how was the goal that we concede. So we have to have the confidence that we had before, and it's easy to say. It's very difficult to do it if you don't win. But we know that is the only way is to keep working and keep working harder.
Yeah, it's become a bit of a pattern recently, hasn't it? Taking the lead in games and not being able to hold on to it. Obviously, 2 of those games were against Chelsea and Manchester United. But is that something you've been working on with the players, how to manage the game and hold on to a lead? Yeah,
obviously, I remember last year when we were practicing about that, and we conceded a late goal against Leeds when we were 1-0 and was 95 minutes or something like that. So we analysed all these things, and we tried to explain to our players. We watched the video, and then we tried to say we have to do this, we have to do that. You could see the games against Leicester that even a team like them, in the last 5 minutes, they were taking corners, and then they finished the game there. So it's something that we have to learn, not to be too open when we are and winning, but not to be defensive. So some people say, oh, you were dropping off. No, we were open, and then we gave them the chance to play counter-attack, and then we have to understand why. And we were watching, I say, all the clips, and then we were working on that. And now it's just expecting that the players, they will do well, and everybody will be happy after the game.
You say the only way forwards is to keep working hard, to keep making these little improvements, but just how concerned are you by this run of form that you're in at the moment?
Yeah, if you start the season winning, losing and drawing, then we will be more or less in the same position, but everybody will say, okay, it's normal. Because we started so well, people thought that we could be there. But the reality is we are in a position that we have a lot of teams around, they have spent a lot of money, and still they are around us. So then what we have to be sure is that we stay calm, and we continue working hard, and we try to find solutions to the mistake that we are making already. And if we can do it, we will start winning games, and everything will be easier.
And what can you do as a manager to work against that psychological impact that a run like this can have on a group of players?
Be sure that what we are doing is right, and then obviously we change formation, we change system, and still we were losing some games. Then one thing that I was telling our players, some of them, they were playing when we were winning, and they were playing when we were losing. And then we changed some players, and still we were losing. So it's not. There are a few players that they can say, no, it's not my fault. And always I say the same: when players are on the bench, it's because maybe they are not showing something that the players that they start the games are showing already. Or if players are in the stands, it's because they are not showing something to the manager, to the staff. That means that they have to change their minds. But anyway, everybody was on the pitch, or the majority of them, they were on the pitch, and we were losing. And nobody can blame the other. So we have to share the responsibility, and the only way now is to be sure that we don't make the same mistakes, and we carry on with calm, but with intensity and working really hard.
And coming up against Sam Allardyce, again a manager that you've faced several times, perhaps fair to say that relationship's been a little bit fractious at times. Is that just a result of two different styles, two different personalities coming up against each other? I
used not to play against managers because it depends on the teams that you have. You can have more chances or less chances. When I was in Real Madrid in the academy, we were winning every single game, and I was not thinking, oh, I am better than the other manager, because they couldn't win. We were winning games 16-0. And you don't have any credit for that. It's because you have a very good team. So in this case, we don't play against managers. So he's a manager with experience. He has a good team, and hopefully we can beat Everton and we can get 3 points. And then he's the manager, fine. But it's just to be sure that we can beat the team.
Thanks.
Yes.
Rafa, how difficult is it going to be? Because Everton have obviously improved and haven't actually lost since Sam Allardyce took over.
Yeah, I think they were a very good team, and they needed to change something, and then they changed something, and then they won. But no, I don't think that was an issue because they were a bad team. It was just a couple of good games because they have played with quality, and now they have a new manager, and it's fine. So I think when he was in the stands, they won 4 or 5 or whatever, 4-0 or something. No? So it's not because you change, they are better team now. They were a better team, and they have more confidence because they have already won a couple of games.
Bearing in mind the way Newcastle lost against Leicester, is it a good thing to have a game so soon after that?
Yeah, if you lose, you want to play quickly, and bless you. And maybe, as you say, you don't have time to prepare the games properly, but we know that it's like this, and especially this time. So we have to be ready, and then you have a chance to put things right now.
Defensively, things have obviously gone a bit awry lately. Are you likely to start Lascelles, and do you think that could make a big difference?
Yeah, they were nearly there. So he was on the bench and was nearly there in terms of his fitness and everything. So now he's a little bit better, so we will decide. But obviously to have players with character and personality, when something is wrong, is always helpful. So we will see. We have been working today. I didn't decide the team yet because we have the 2 or 3 little things that we have to manage, and after we will decide. But maybe can help because his personality too.
Do you think he has been a big miss over the last few weeks?
I don't like to talk too much about one player, but we have 2 or 3 players. We are missing maybe Dumet, and interesting because some people were criticizing Dumet last year, and now some people, the same people, say, oh, listen, we need Dumet. So we are losing a left full back, the only one that we have. And at the same time, we have Lascelles, we have Merino, we have Atsu. So we have had 2 or 3 players injured at the same time. And then this time we were losing games, and we were not doing as well as we were doing in the past. Hopefully, if everybody is available, and we can be as solid as we were at the beginning of the season.
What is the situation with Paul Dummett?
He's getting better, but still is a little bit short. So he was playing the other day with the under-23s for 60 minutes, but he's getting better, but still we have to wait a little bit.
You mentioned the transfer window before. How much easier would it make your job if you knew now what you were going to have in January?
It's always helpful if you have information, so hopefully after the Everton game and a win, we have good news, and everybody will be happier.
Are you hoping to hear a bit more this week about the money situation?
Yeah, I hope so. I think it's important to know because we are working really hard with the scouts, watching games and players everywhere, and we have a lot of names, but we cannot progress if we don't know exactly how much we have.
And how is Jose Perez? Because when you are responsible for an own goal like that at the end of the game, it must be soul-destroying. You must feel terrible. How is he now?
The main thing that a player has to do when he's playing well is carry on. When you make some mistakes, is as I said before, working harder. So the first thing that he was doing today was asking for more job to do on finishings and things like that. So it's just the reaction is the positive reaction that you expect from a good professional, trying to do a little bit more, trying to be sure that he's ready for the next challenge.
And how important is it when things aren't going particularly well to not let that negativity get through to the players in their psyche?
Yeah, I said sometimes that I had some experience teams that they were at the bottom and they needed to do well. And the main thing is to keep the same message, not doing the same things. We changed little things in the training sessions to be sure that the players, they were not just used to the same routine, and then you lose and then you do the same things. We changed the place of the training session or the exercises at the beginning, so we changed things in terms of what we want to be sure that it's not that routine and a negative routine for them, but at the same time you cannot lose your principles. You cannot say we were doing that and we were doing well and now we have to change everything. We are trying to change things, see if we can change the way that things are going on, but you have to repeat and you have to do the basic things in the same way, because that was the key when we were winning, and has to be the key for this team. I was watching teams playing against Manchester City, and some teams they were playing 5-4-1 at the edge of the box or even deeper, and some teams they were playing more open. So each one has his own players, his own system, his own ideas, and for us maybe things that other teams are doing are not good enough because we don't have these kind of players. So we have to be sure that we maximize what we have, and the only way is trying to do the basic thing that we were doing right. You say, for example, we were not conceding, and after we have been conceding, so try to be solid, don't concede. And now we have Dwight Gale, Joselu, that they have scored some goals. So that is the positive thing, that we have Dwight coming back and then he's in a good form. So hopefully we can score goals and be more solid in defence, and that means that we have more balance. That always I use the same word.
And finally, for me, it's often said that you learn more in defeat. Do you think that's true?
Yeah, it could be. You try to analyse more, but when you have some experience, you try to analyse also when you are winning. And believe me, when we were winning, I was saying, listen, be careful. So we have to improve this or that or that. Then maybe because we had difficult games, and maybe because we had some key players injured, then we have 3-4 players injured at the same time. We lost some games, we lost some confidence. So it was a bad situation. Now it's just the time to stay calm and be sure that we keep this negativity outside.
Thank you.
Okay.
Just on team news. Oh, sorry, Chris.
I was just going to ask, I know you were saying before there that you don't know yet how much money you'll have to spend in January, if at all. Is that because Mike Ashley's away? Is that why you haven't had a meeting yet?
I was asking the other day to Lee Charlie, and I am waiting because we have this game now. I am waiting for an answer in a few days. Hopefully we will know exactly.
Okay. Keith isn't here today, so I will ask the question. Do you know any more about the takeover? Have you heard anything?
No.
No? Okay. In terms of the game against Everton, when you look at where they are in the table, where they've come from and what they've achieved since Sam Allardyce took over, is it a more accurate reflection of the team they are and capable of being?
Where they are at the moment, I think so. I think it's, they spend a lot of money. I don't know how much. Do you know how much they spent this year?
A lot of money.
But you don't know how much. I think around 100 and whatever or something. So a lot of money. So they have very good players, and then the key for them is just to have some confidence and start winning games. Hopefully they can do it, but after our game.
And just team news, any other injury concerns ahead of the game?
Not really. The players more or less that they were available, they are available. So it's the same situation. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.